On tonight's episode, we talk about SHAZAM, Fury of the Gods.
And other pop culture news.
We just got back from the theater where we got to see SHAZAM, Fury of the Gods on IMAX.
Yeah, the sequel of the SHAZAM,
yeah.
the movie about Captain Marvel and Marvel family, the DC one.
Yeah.
And what else can we tell? Right out the gate. Yeah, it premieres today. And it's really good. It's fun. It's how can I say? It has everything that is good from the first one, plus more. The odds are bigger. It connects deeper. I mean, it's tough to talk about connections in the DC universe because the DC universe is, you have what Snyder did and we have what came before, and we have the changes that the executives did, and we have what is coming to change once James Gunn and Peter Safran take over after The Flash, which at this point apparently will be a reboot. Even though
reset,
reboot,
like resetting the DCEU.
Yeah, but
yeah, I guess.
But it's not gonna be a full-on reboot reset because he's gonna keep some stuff. Like he might keep Shazam, we don't know, but he's definitely gonna keep his girlfriend, wife. I think they got engaged. Or, anyways, and he said he will keep Peacemaker, of course, as his baby, and Suicide Squad, of course. Nobody expects him to reset himself. Because some ego of some creative people, it's like, oh, it's perfect, it can be done better than this. So what he did, that's not gonna be reset, reboot. There was actually rumors this week that Will Smith might come back for Suicide Squad movie, even though, but yeah, there's no certainty about the DC universe as it comes. Well, this one expands the connection that on the first one was made to comments and jokes. The kid had a
batarang,
and
a crushed bullet that had
Superman.
Someone tried to shoot at Superman.
And of course there's a cameo of Superman at the end of the first movie. This one gets a little bit it connects more than the other one because they talk, I guess in the trailer shows they talking about Aquaman and the Flash. Anyways, not a lot about that, but just to say that the movie brings everything that is good from the first one and amplifies that, makes it better, and the odds are bigger, the threats are bigger. It's really good. Just a quick note about Zack Snyder and the Justice League. There was a rumor this week. He posted actually. It's like something about Darkseid is coming.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Anyways, he does a lot of Critic postings, but the fandom is like, oh, what's going on that day? We're gonna be checking out and let you know. We're gonna comment about it. But back to SHAZAM, Fury of Gods. It was very funny, very entertaining. It has bad guys, and the bad guys feel like they're bad, even though they are part of the joke sometimes. But they are scary and
they feel dangerous.
Yeah, dangerous. Yeah, that's the word.
They feel dangerous, and they're in that sweet spot where, like, they're kind of impossible to beat, but maybe, just maybe, our heroes can prevail, but you're not really sure how.
Yeah.
So they did a great job with that, and I feel like it is a nice build and a nice escalation from the first one. Like, the kids are growing up, they've had these powers for a while, they're try to figure out their dynamic as a group and as a family, and where Billy in the first one was like really insecure and unwilling to attach or commit to a family at all. In this one, he's all in. So he's really grown and committed to that. So this one, he's like all about his family, as we see in the trailer, and as he learned from the Fast and Furious franchise. All about family.
Yeah. Zach Levi is great as he was in the first one. He delivers a great performance as Captain Marvel, as Shazam.
And it's a weird role to play. Like, you're a grown man, but you're a child.
Yes.
And he does it well. It's very funny.
Yeah.
And it could be so weird and obnoxious, but he does it very well. I don't know what that says about him.
I slightly changed about casting is that Mary Grace, I can't remember her last name, but the actress that portrays Mary as human in the original, they had another actress to portray her as Mary with powers, and this one is the same girl.
Yeah.
Which the director said many times that no, she deserves it, and she's great, and there's no reason to use an adult when they technically have. It makes sense.
The character is an adult.
Yeah.
The rest are still kind of.
And I think in the book, it's in the comic book. I think it's quite like that, you know. Yeah. Billy is a kid and becomes an adult, a god with powers. But Captain Marvel Jr., Freddy, and Mary, when they get powers, they only get powers. They don't grow up.
Oh, they don't like transform into other people.
Yeah. So
this one is darker. The first one I enjoy watching with my kids, even though there is some heavy stuff. That might be a little much for little kids. In the first one, like the whole mother abandoning her child, that's a lot. I feel like that one is like totally kid appropriate. This one there's a couple scenes that might cross some lines, so just bear that in mind. I like Diedrich Bader.
Oh, okay.
Like
yes,
that.
yeah.
I
guess so. So in the beginning,
there's a couple moments
the
that,
museum guard too.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess. The whole museum sequence, maybe.
Yeah. So, like, again, it's not bad. It's a really well done movie and good storytelling, but it does escalate, and so maybe it's not quite as kid friendly as before, or like as little kid friendly. But it's still very fun. Lots of really fun plays on. I really like how they incorporated a lot of Greek mythology into all this, and you get really like even deeper into like the ancient Greek side of the whole SHAZAM thing. It's just really lovely. The visual effects were great. Everyone performed really well.
It's intense.
It's just a solid film.
It's intense, and it starts as intense as, you know, as they could, because it will go straight to the action, and then goes to show what's going on with the family. Yeah, Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu, and I don't remember the other girl.
Ziegler?
Rachel Ziegler. Renee Ziegler?
Renee's.
Rachel. Anyways, she
yeah.
does good, but the two older ones, they are bad. They're really bad, and by bad I mean they really good being bad.
Yeah.
I thought it worked really well, and.
There's a cool dragon. This is all in the trailer, so it's not a spoiler, but like there's dragon, there are unicorns. Like it checks a lot of boxes. So I definitely highly recommend it. Parents of young children, maybe check it out first.
Yeah, it's tough because it does. Is it PG? PG, right? PG-13.
Maybe I don't know the rating. I forget to look.
It might have a couple
more for like thematic things that might be a little much. There's some fun cameos. The director, you'll see a guy on a Vespa at one point, and that's the director of the film, David Sandberg. Also a guy who played Billy Batson on a TV show way back when.
In the 70s, Michael Gray. What is your show? Oh, PG-13.
Okay. There you go.
Okay, the movie is 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Oh, it didn't feel that long at all.
Yeah, no.
No, they did a good job.
It was really well done. It does have a mid-credit scene. It has a post-credit scene. It has some gigantic, like some wonderful cameo. That one is quite not a surprise because we knew beforehand that some guy would be on the Black Adam, some guy would be on the SHAZAM movie, and finally some guy will be on the Aquaman movie, and it will culminate with the end of all things on Flash. They would all be on Flash, but James Gunn and Peter Silver said, no, we don't want to tease people with good things. Yeah, not threat people with a good time.
Yeah, I don't understand the creative direction he's taking, and apparently Ben Affleck kind of disagrees. He says, so Ben Affleck has said he's not going to direct anything for the James Gunn DC. He said, I have nothing against James Gunn, I just wouldn't want to go in and direct in the way they're doing that.
Yeah.
So
and
that's kind of a bummer.
It sucks because Affleck was supposed to direct a Batman solo movie within the Snyder verse, and he's a very talented director. He proved that more than once.
Yeah.
His movie won an Oscar, Argo, and he's just coming out based on a true story. Based on a true story. Yeah. He's just coming out with another one called Air, about the rise of Nike. So it's too bad they cannot use him because I guess they're not doing something right, because if he doesn't want it, right, refusing money.
We'll see. There's more than one way to make a good movie, but
yeah.
I don't know.
So
James Gunn's got a lot to prove at this point.
So there's this this big cameo we mentioned, and it's good. It's intense. There's no bored some moment. There's no boring. There's no boring moment.
Yeah.
There's no everything is
it's all moving, interesting, compelling, funny, emotional. They did great. So PG-13, theaters everywhere. If you liked the first one, I think you'll like this one too.
Yeah.
Anything else about SHAZAM?
Yeah, no, I think that's it. No, not spoiling anything. It's really really good and fun. It has good characters, good actors, good writing, good special effects. It's action packed.
Everything you could want.
Yeah.
Out of a superhero movie.
Yeah, but beside the big cameo, the big cameo in the movie, it's so funny. First you think it happens and then it doesn't, and then it happens, and it's anyways, but about the cameo is that this past week on an ad, the WBDC show, so it kind of like that's not really surprised, but it's good to see, and it's it's always like movie theater like woo, because such a great character. Anyways, SHAZAM, Fury of the God. Oh, there's a joke in the end about. There's this whole throughout the movie. There's this whole joke about the name, and that was in the
first one too. They could never come up with a good name for him.
Yeah, but if
they were trying,
if you
they
remember,
were like every video they were trying. Different names.
No, but at the very end, you remember that he grabs the staff.
That's
with
right.
His family.
Say my name.
Say my name. It's like Billy. Yeah. So
That's right. That's right.
So, but I guess let's forget about that. And they do a very good fun joke about it, which is, anyways.
But the source of a lot of the jokes is, of course, in the comics, this character is Captain Marvel, and it's the Marvel family.
Yeah.
But
at this point, I think they lost the rights for the comics too. I think in the comics, it's SHAZAM too. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that because of Marvel Comics? And
no, what happens was they both had the character's name Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
The Marvel Captain Marvel died in the 70s. He died of cancer. He was a Kree from I guess Kree Empire, and he was a Kree. Yeah, I think he pretty much was a Greek. And he died. He was like a super big character in Marvel. His death was like a big thing in comics. Not gigantic, but it was a big deal.
Yeah.
And I think the poster, I think the cover is like Death holding his body like Pieta.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's dark, and all the superheroes in
heavy.
the back. Anyways, so once he died, he had a sidekick, companion, friend, disciple. That was Carol Danvers. That becomes Miss Marvel, and then later she changed her name to, I think, Warpath. I think it was Warpath.
Oh, wow.
And then
That's really
and then
different.
Rogue has her powers, and that's how Rogue flies and beat the crap out of her, because Rogue's powers is to suck.
Does it take someone else's?
Yeah, and when she did to Miss Marvel, to Carol Danvers, it did permanently put her in a coma and all that. So many years later, she woke up and Miss Marvel again, and finally, I don't know what triggered the change, but she became Captain Marvel, and but DC had always had a Captain Marvel. It was from Fawcett Comics. DC bought the company, and I think sometimes, I don't know, some 10 years ago, they had the rights, but they didn't get renewed. There was this mess, and then they basically lost the right. Because, if you trademark something, there's a limit. If you don't renew, anyone can renew. And then if you use it, you have to pay that person, or you change. So that's pretty much what happened.
Yeah. It's a whole mess, but it's led to this running joke now through both movies.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, so sometimes they call him like Thunderclap or... Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Anyways.
It's a really good running joke. All right, anything else about...
Shazam? No, Shazam Fury of Gods is available in theaters everywhere, and it's good fun.
Yeah, it really is. This week, The Last of Us wrapped up on HBO.
Did you talk about who couldn't make to the premiere?
Oh, that's right. David Sandberg, the director.
Yeah.
Yeah, after a bajillion years of pandemic, he finally
only got COVID now.
And couldn't attend the premiere of his own
finally
movie.
got that blaster disease, and he couldn't make it.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
That's such a bummer. Oh, well. He still made a great movie and gets a lot of credit for that. Okay, The Last of Us. So the last episode of The Last of Us, it aired on HBO this past week. And personally, I thought it was one of the better episodes of the season.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It was good. It stuck to the script from the game. It didn't change much, and add some good backstory prior to the game, which is good, because the game we know. And if you go and change, it kind of like, why don't they change that? That was so good. Now they, But when you add stuff prior, it works. And in this case, it was very interesting. It was very creative.
This episode for me, I finally felt some of like the high emotional stakes that when you're playing the game, like you get really into it and it's intense. And the show for me hasn't felt that way very much up until there have been a couple exceptions. And overall, I think it was a good show, and I would probably like it better if I hadn't played the game.
There's like the intense, dramatic moments from the game. Somehow they work on an episode of The Boys, the Black Brothers.
That one was successful.
Yeah.
And I felt like the first episode was really good.
The first episode was good. The episode where what's the bucket? Anna Torv or Marlene? No, Marlene is the black one.
That's the Firefly.
Yeah. Lena, I can't remember. Gee. Tessa.
Tess.
Tess. Tess. Yes, Tess.
Yeah, it is.
That one was pretty interesting too. But then from that moment on, we
like the tension,
we fluctuate,
and the fear
like
and the intensity just kind of dropped.
Episodes that were like completely waste, had nothing to do with the story, it shouldn't be there, to episodes that had a little bit to do with the story, but the zombies were gone. You know, on the last episode we see Tess. There's this whole. The world is so much more dangerous than in the game. The fungus, the what's it called?
Cordyceps can like communicate. They have this
connected
network
underground,
which is how a lot of fungus works in real life.
Yeah,
with these like bizarre networks where they can communicate. Like, anyway.
But it makes it impossible for you to survive in this world. It's so much harder than it is in the game. The game is about sound. You stay quiet, you know, and you will survive. In this one, you step on one piece, it's like sends signals to hordes. But then come episodes that is nothing.
Yeah, like very
for
few.
Days and days, if not months.
Yeah. So for me, and I think we've talked about this before. A lot of these episodes just lack some of the intensity and the fear, the tension, whatever you want to call it, that makes the game such a great experience. But this last episode really stepped up to it. I get with adaptations, it's not going to be exactly the same. The writers are going to want to do their own, writers, director, whoever, they're going to want to do their own thing. Some story elements will work in a game, maybe not, or in a book, but maybe not so much on screen. Like, I get that. I don't need it to be exactly the same, but I feel like not every change they made was super successful.
Yeah.
But this last one, we got right back up there.
And
like the gut punches, I thought it was well done.
And it's kind of too bad that they screw up something on the first game and the first season. The source material is so good, because comes the second is one that everybody hates. So that would, I don't know, maybe that will be the genius thing if they are able to change it into something better. Highly doubtful, because I guess they more or less they might want to stick to the source material, even though they changed a lot. You know, it's kind of bizarre, ironic. It's you know, you want to do the same, but you want to do different. And two things are impossible. It's like the minefield. It's just why adaptation is such a minefield that I think I would stay away from, because when you're dealing, at least with fans of the original, you run the risk, and if you run the risk of either copying it to the point of it just feeling derivative and lame, or you make changes that nobody likes. So when you're adapting something or adding a sequel to a franchise that somebody wrote a long time ago or whatever, it's like this really narrow tightrope that you have to walk between. And like, that's the good stuff. And then on this side you have, well, this is lame. It's just like a knockoff of the original whatever. And then on this side, it's like, what do you mean? It's like, you changed too much. And it's really tricky. So anyway. But the show was over, and there might come more. And there's already the director said that he said something. He said a couple of things. He said that some people, what he thought about the fact that people hate the second game, and he said, I don't care. But I mean, he's pretty set in his ways that he wouldn't care anyways, because some of the stuff he did in the first season, it was stuff like he knew people wouldn't like it, because it deviate a lot from the game, or waste time telling stuff that shouldn't be, because it wasn't part of the game. It wouldn't help the plot to move. The other thing was, he said that the second game would be 2 seasons. Not necessarily would be 1 season, but again, we don't know. We'll see.
Along with that, Neil Druckmann also said that they would only recast Bella Ramsey if she wanted to leave. And one of the criticisms of this show is that Bella Ramsey, who plays Ellie, is actually quite a bit older than the character in the game. But then if they wanted to get someone even older for the second game, which obviously takes place in the future, like, would they recast her? Would she finally be age appropriate? I think she did a great job with the role, even though maybe her age wasn't exactly the same. I feel like that was
Yeah,
a
no,
liberty they took that, like, it was fine.
They did made the character older, which I don't know. I didn't do the math, but there's this whole thing that she was born on the day at the end of the world, right? Which the last episode kind of is like, oh, that doesn't.
She wasn't born on that day.
Yeah, there's a reference on that. I don't know
okay.
if it's in the game or on the show, but on the show, on the last episode, there's the moment that we see her birth, and it looks like the world is being apart, like for a while.
Like,
Fireflies already. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, a good thing on the last episode was that we saw the actress Ashley, I think it's Williams,
right.
that voices the original Elle. But the thing about the age is, so they age the character. She's much older on this one, even though she's quite young, or maybe she's young when she's with her friend. Either way. That kind of, because in the game she's so young, like youthful, and like a kid. Like there's moments like in the show, it's like when he hugs her on a couple episodes ago, hugs her and it's like, baby girl, you know, it's okay, baby girl. It's like, she's not quite the same as in the game, you know. In the game works. No. In this one, it doesn't quite work.
It didn't work for you.
Yeah.
That was a favorite line for a lot of people, and I think the point of that is not that she's a baby, but like the way a parent sees their child, like, and that's the thing, and what Pedro Pascal is so bizarrely good at is playing the like rough, gruff, like, oh, I don't want a kid, but fine, I'll take this child with me. They're just cargo, and then becomes their like absolutely devoted father. Anyway, I think the point of that line was showing like... Yeah,
I know, but I mean, because...
It was a father-daughter thing.
Because there was a sort of bit of drastic change in the game. She's like a little girl in this game. Yeah, in this, I guess. She's kind of a young adult. A young adult. It doesn't quite work. Anyways, well, anything else?
It'll make more sense, I guess, at the next season. Well, that's all we got about...
Yeah. Last of Us is an entire season. If you're there, is available on HBO Max. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. The Oscars happened.
Yes.
We did not watch them.
Yeah, but they popped everywhere, stuff, and I mean, I had the feeling in that it would be more politics than usual, and there was. Everything Everywhere All at Once won. It wasn't a bad movie, but I think there were better movies. Yeah. So it makes me think it was a lot of politics and China money that helped the. It's like,
was this movie popular in China? Because it didn't gross that much.
Yeah.
It did really well considering the extremely low budget with which it was made, but like.
Yes. Yeah, but I mean, it's
not like big China money like Transformers.
No, not that they made money there, but China doing politics and helping the movie grow here to better the image of Asians here, since they did this whole counter strategy since COVID. You know, it was called China virus, and it was from China. But then there was the whole violence against Asians that some claim were not a great fact, that it didn't change as drastic as some people sold. And you know, everything around COVID was like, everything was not us. Some people claim us, some people speculated. So they've been doing a campaign, especially, you know, with Chinese balloons and stuff. And the movie wasn't bad. And they got some very interesting differentials concerning the Oscars in the past years. This is the oldest movie, one of the oldest movies to win an Oscar. Usually the movies that get nominated and win, as several of the other nominated movies, the released November, December, you know, close to the end of the year, close to the award ceremony.
And it really shows. Like in the summer, you have like the fun, like pop blockbuster type movies, and then fall and winter comes, and we're like, very serious
Yeah.
and artistic.
Mhm.
And like I say that facetiously, I really
Yeah.
do enjoy them, but like it shows the seasons of
Yeah.
anyway.
This one, it was the exception. It was like the movie was released almost a
ages ago.
year ago.
Mhm.
It wasn't. It didn't pretend to be a Oscar contender by no means. It's like it's sci-fi, a little bit of action,
Yeah.
and there's a relationship. As a matter of fact, Jackie Chan was supposed to be the main character in the movie.
Really?
Yes, he refused
Interesting.
it, and they gave it to her.
Huh.
So
You know, that was probably a good move for them as far as
I mean,
don't know if
no,
it would've
he
gotten-
refused it.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm saying if
Change the gender.
not changing the gender, but like Michelle Yeoh seems more Oscar material
True.
than Jackie Chan.
True, but again,
Oh.
my point exactly. The movie wasn't supposed to be
Yeah.
Oscar material, so that's why there's some publication on the
Mm-hmm.
on the award. Not that the movie is bad,
Yeah.
but some categories like they won Best Director against Spielberg, against the guy that directed Quentin and the Western
Yeah.
Front. You know, that's like actress, sure.
Yeah.
Actor in supporting role, okay.
I think so. I think Keoghan did a great job.
Yeah, that's
a
what I'm
lot of
saying.
other people did,
That's what I'm
but like,
saying.
it
Okay.
wasn't totally out of the blue.
But then comes director and best picture. It's like, oh yeah.
There was some pretty stiff competition there.
Anyways,
Did
because
they win for editing?
I think so.
I think they won the editing award.
Yeah,
I forgot to put the whole list.
Top Gun won for sound,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm glad Top Gun won something because it deserved it. And there's a fun fact that there was a fun joke about the Oscars and how the Oscars are irrelevant. The two big
Yeah.
men in the industry, the two men that saved Hollywood in the past year, post COVID, it was James Cameron and Tom Cruise. They not even went to the ceremony.
Yeah.
You know, they were out there doing what they do, good or bad. They kept working there.
Yeah.
They didn't go, but yeah, Top Gun won for sound, and Avatar won for special effects. Now I'm curious about
Yeah.
editing. Let's
I
see.
feel like it was everything everywhere. I really enjoyed the movie. I still like it. I was happy to see it get nominated because it is creative and unusual. It had a relatively low budget, $25 million, which, given the big names in it, there are a couple bigger names, is pretty impressive. There's not a story like it, and I really love, like, I feel like it had a really solid core message of like your family being the most important thing, and like that family love and those family relationships.
They won for best editing.
Yeah. So I think by all means it was a worthy contender. But I mean the Oscars, there's so much marketing involved.
It's politics. It's
yeah,
vote,
there's the Hollywood
and
politics.
there's fruit baskets and
There's the studio politics, like there's always Disney movies nominated for Best Animated Feature that do not deserve to be there at all. Although this year Del Toro's Pinocchio won, which was such a phenomenal film.
Yeah, think about doing something creative based on something original, adapting, but like moving away, but assuming that this is gonna be different. You know, it's not like it's gonna change a little bit and stay close. No, he moved quite ways, and.
Jamie Lee Curtis won Best Supporting Actress.
And that one caused some commotion because
it did.
When Michael B. Jordan and what's his name? Oh gosh, Jonathan Majors, I think. Yeah, the stars of Creed we talked about last week. They came to the front of the stage to present a category, and there's like we're with you, Mama. We love you, Mama. And her reaction, Angela Bassett. Her reaction when she didn't win, she was like, you know, it was. I mean, it was sincere.
It was emotional.
It was sincere, you know.
And I don't think she was throwing shade or anything.
Yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis is a great actress who's like produced some phenomenal work over the years. So, but I, that was one where I felt like I would have liked to see it go to I thought Angela Bassett basically carried that film.
Oh,
on
and
her
they had
shoulders,
they had others there
and it
were
would have been
much better.
yeah.
Because yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
not to say Jamie
I'm
Lee
not gonna
Curtis
say
didn't
much.
do a
It's
good
just
job,
but
like,
people did better.
yeah.
But
And
again,
that was a hard one to watch
it's an
because you could
election.
see quite often people are like remain very polite. You can see they're a little disappointed, but they're very polite. She just looked crushed that she didn't get the award, and that was tough. But
Yeah.
anyways,
Some Brendan Fraser won for The Whale, which we didn't see, but everybody's talking about how great his performance is. Even though there's some woke companies that are already complaining, causing controversy, saying that he wore a fat suit and they should hire someone fat. I mean, James Corden was on the list. He's fat, but he would be terrible. Anyways, but he was with the family. There's some funny bits about he and his family on that red carpet. There's also a great moment between him and what's his name, the guy Keoghan Kwan after, and he's talking to him, and it's like, dude, can you believe it? We made it, And he says that's like you never know when the phone will ring, and you know, and it did, well deserved.
Keoghan Kwan's sincere, like his humility and his gratitude has been so endearing and wholesome and heartwarming to see. Like he's just so happy and so grateful, and it's and
of course there was
lovely.
the great moment that who delivered the award for Best Picture was Harrison Ford, and they hug it out. It's like Indy, we did it.
So cute.
And
I didn't. I was when we watched the movie. It drove me crazy when we were watching the movie. Like I know this guy. Who is this guy? And then he finally starts yelling, and it's Short Round. Anyway.
In Tattoo, right, on Goonies. But if anything, we see the trailer for the indie movie, the next one. And I was like, oh man, if they make this guy make a cameo, like that would break the. Especially because it's the last one, and Carrie Allen came for the previous one as the love and wife of Harrison Ford. I mean Harrison Ford, of Indiana Jones. As it should.
They're the same person.
As it should. It was always clear that she was the one.
Yeah.
And if all the bad things in that movie, that one was perfect, because he says something. She says like, "Oh, you had many other women," and it's like, but none of them were you. Anyways,
that's a line, man.
But so if Short Round shows up on this one, that would be it wouldn't be Short Round. It would be Tall Round.
Yes.
Long Round.
I don't know.
Anyways,
Keoghan Kwan actually told a cute story. He said he ran into Harrison Ford at D23 a little while ago.
Yeah.
And so he saw him, but he wasn't sure if Harrison Ford recognized him. And he's like, so Harrison raised a finger, and he thought, oh man, he thinks I'm just a fan. He's going to tell me to go away. And apparently Harrison Ford said very grumpily, are you Short Round? And he goes, yes, indeed. So cute.
Anything else about the Oscars?
Oh yeah. So this made A24 became the first studio to win the top 6 awards in a single year.
Yeah, between Everything Everywhere All at Once and The Whale.
Yeah. So good for them. They make interesting movies. Not always my favorite, but always interesting.
Everything Everywhere All at Once also made history, being only the third movie to receive 3 categories, 3 acting categories,
Oscars,
awards. Only behind
Streetcar Named Desire.
Yes.
And Network.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Anything else about the Oscars?
Box office bump.
Oh yeah, box office bump is definitely not something from the past, especially because this movie is Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah,
it's not so really in the past.
Anymore,
it's not even but it will definitely create a streaming a bump, which in the past. Because of the politics, because how the Academy somehow is disconnected to the popular taste. In the past, movies that won, it was like nobody saw it,
and they were like impossible to track down unless you live somewhere like New York or LA.
Yeah. Some were poorly distributed, or they were not popular, so they would win, and then after the movie would come back or would still be
Or
around
get-
again because
yeah.
they would premiere close to
You
the
could track it down on.
and some people would see it,
Blockbuster
so
or
it would get a
something.
bump. But this year, it's like not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Another
But
kick
streaming.
streaming. Yeah, this movie
Yeah.
is on streaming for months. But anything else about the Oscars?
No, I think
Just
that's
quick
everything.
one. Hugh Grant was interviewed at the red carpet,
yeah.
and it caused some very interesting, funny, awkward moment. The interviewer asked him, "So are you excited to see you cheering for someone?" It's like, yeah, not really. I really like all of them. I didn't see many other movies, and then she tries to keep the interview alive. It's like, oh, I saw you on Glass Onion and I loved it. It was so good. And how was to work there? And she was like, and he was like, oh, I was
30 seconds I was
barely there.
Yeah.
I was there for 3 seconds.
Yeah.
And then she asked the go-to Oscar kind of question. It was Ashley Grant. She's a plus model. Was that called? Plus
size model.
Plus size model. Anyways, she's moving into, I guess, interviewing people. And then she asked him, so what you wearing? And so, I'm wearing my suit. And then she tries to be funny and try to push some more. It's like, oh, but you didn't make it yourself, right? Who made it? Who made your suit? And then he was like, oh, my tailor.
Yeah.
And then she goes to, back to you guys at the studios. She lost. She couldn't. And
It was rough. Yeah, like he
her
wasn't
balls.
actually rude per se, but like if you agree to an interview, I feel like you should actually like play along a little bit.
I don't know. I
He could've
wondered.
just walked away, right?
I wonder because
don't know.
I wonder if it was some sort of. Of course, he didn't say anything afterwards. I think he was in the stupid The View talking to Whoopi Goldberg, and she made a stupid joke as well. But I wonder if it has something to do with the whole model became actress, or in this case, interviewer, because those industries are famous for colliding. It's not always that someone goes from you just being a pretty body and moving to acting, which they consider a craft. So there's some prejudice when sports people too, when athletes become actors. It's tough. It's not everybody that succeeds. You have some big names, but you have a lot of names that fell throughout the years. But anyways, enough of Oscars.
Yeah.
Let's move on to news. We have a lot.
We do, so we'll say it fast. Chris Rock's Netflix special is doing really well. It cracked the top 10 after just a day.
Just a day, which usually takes a week. It's weekly, right?
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, so he got up there pretty quick. Ryan Reynolds had a great week.
Yeah, he sold his mobile company, Mint Mobile, to T-Mobile for $1.3 billion.
Yeah.
And he joked around saying, "We are so happy T-Mobile beat out an aggressive last-minute bid from my mom, Tammy Reynolds." So of course she didn't bid. It was just him being him.
Yeah. The United States is maybe TikTok. It's short-lived for the United States. They've demanded China ByteDance, the Chinese company that owns TikTok. The U.S. is demanding that they sell it or face a ban in the U.S.
I think it's almost impossible for that to happen because I don't think they would sell. If they would sell, it would be for a lot of money and due diligence to buy that company.
Yeah,
that would be like almost nonsense. But again, Joe Biden's slow. His administration slow. This was long time coming. It finally came, and I think Trump, the former president. We're already talking about that, but it finally is coming. It's coming to fruition. TikTok. Anyways.
Yep. In the meantime, Bob Iger is thinking about selling Hulu.
Yeah, there's this whole debate is still going on if Disney gonna acquire the rest of Hulu from Comcast, or if they will just get out and let someone else buy it.
Yeah.
And possible bidders would be Comcast would buy the rest and take over the entire company. Apple, Amazon, Alphabet, or even Microsoft.
Yeah.
But it's nothing defined
There's a lot of
yet.
potential out there. Meta is going the opposite direction. Zuckerberg has confirmed that they have 10,000 layoffs coming.
Yeah,
So
again,
that's a bummer.
The company adjusting to the economy, by the inflation, recession, and getting rid of expenses.
Speaking of expenses, Silicon Valley Bank failed. As you've probably heard by now, BuzzFeed had most of its money there. So we'll see how this impacts them.
So was Roku also had, and a lot of other tech companies do.
Yeah.
Because there was the bank there in Silicon Valley, the favorite of them. But both companies, Roku and BuzzFeed, declare that they have enough money to be on business properly for at least the next 12 months.
All right.
So
Well,
we'll
good
see.
luck, guys. It looks like Diddy is wanting a majority stake in BET.
So BET, Paramount are gonna put BET for sale, and Diddy is gonna try to bid for it, but so as Byron Allen and Tyler Perry.
Yep.
We'll see.
Okay. Bob Iger might not be around too much longer as
Yes.
Disney CEO.
Yeah, and there's rumors that NBA, right? NBA?
Yeah, NBA commissioner.
NBA commissioner might be the man to replace him. Which, I don't know. NBA has the woke stuff too, so.
They do, and they're also pretty beholden to China. So.
He's if you see a picture, he's held the eye ring.
Really, he looks like
exactly like. Yeah, I was like, what the heck? If you don't know what the eye ring is, I mean, I guess you can Google.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Speaking of replacements over at Disney, the character of Vanessa Fish in Daredevil Born Again will not be played by Avila Zur, who played the role in the Netflix series, but has been recast as Sandrine Holt. Do you know who that is?
I know that is. I can point out stuff that you've seen her. I think I probably saw stuff that you didn't.
Probably.
But if anything, it looks. There's people using that as like, oh, there's gonna be a reboot. There's gonna be drastic changes. I mean, I don't know. It's still the same guy.
Yeah, everybody else.
But there's one thing about her. She looks younger.
Interesting.
I mean, in my opinion, she looks younger. Let's do this quick check here.
While you look that up, Willow was canceled after season 1, which wasn't a huge surprise, but was disappointing. So that maybe they could have pulled it together in a second season.
Well,
but
it's like,
I guess they don't get the chance. They blew it
some
on the
people
first
don't
time.
have second chances.
It's true.
So let's see. The original show. I wonder if she's gonna be in the top billing. No.
Okay.
Where is she? But she is. Oh, there she is. Okay. She is. Oh, here she looks younger. Just to make me lie. Is she a Doctor Who? What's this? Oh no, this is Angels and Demons. Oh, that's with Tom Hanks. Is that her? Okay. So she's the mother of Superman.
Yeah.
Okay. So she looks more or less like this on Daredevil, right? She doesn't change much. So the one for the new show, and you're looking at pictures of IMDb if you wanna check too. Okay, so this is the one. Okay. Oh, now she's covering her face. Maybe not.
It's in the picture, and IMDb pictures are taken. I mean, they put up photos from across.
Okay, here she looks younger.
Yeah.
I think. Anyways,
I don't know.
But that was
see.
something people is using to confirm, to establish theories that they're gonna change a little bit of the story and not follow what was established on the Netflix
besides
shows.
the fact they're doing a new series.
Yeah.
Anyway. Quentin Tarantino is getting ready for his 10th and final film.
Yes, it has the script is ready and has a name. It's called The Movie Critic. Yeah.
Yeah. Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson are getting together for a Apple TV Plus comedy
That's
series.
exciting. Those two together are good. Doing drama, doing comedy. So we'll see.
Okay, The Killer is getting a reboot.
With Natalie Emmanuel as the star. And fun fact about this reboot, John Woo will direct the reboot, and so he directed the original.
ABC is bringing over a British series called Motherland and trying out a remake. It's going to be called Drop Off, and looks like it'll star Ellie Kemper and Judy Greer.
Yep.
So that sounds promising. What is this about? Outer Banks.
Outer Banks and
We have a ghost.
Follow. Oh, it's because you changed the order, right?
Oh.
Okay. So
Yeah,
what happens was
cryptic.
we're talking about Chris Rock's special being on the top, and Outer Banks comes in second. So as a ghost, we have a ghost movie.
Oh, okay.
With I can't remember his bucket. He was Hopper on
David Harbour.
David Harbour.
Okay.
On Stranger Things.
Got it. So those are Netflix top 10 for the week.
Yes.
Cool.
3.
Yeah.
We only said 3.
Oh, right. Top. Okay. Okay. Remember that time that Jussie Smollett was attacked, and then it turned out that he hired the guys to attack him?
Yes.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And how horrible that was?
Yeah.
And oh man, that made me so angry. And how he like made life so much harder for real
the
people
victims, yeah,
who suffer real violence
that come to
and
claim,
real racism
and because that idiot
and real homophobia
lied and created,
Yeah. Anyway, those brothers are going to tell their story in a podcast for Lionsgate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess,
I
for
will
the
probably listen. It sounds very
podcast
interesting.
aficionado, some real crime story.
Yeah.
You okay?
Excuse me. Yep. I'm just tired. Always. Warner Brothers is looking at a new movie from Nancy Meyers.
So Nancy Meyers, this was a big news this week. Nancy Meyers was producing a movie for Netflix, and just to give you a reference, who Nancy Meyers is, it's not this girl. She
looking at IMDb again.
Yeah, she's an accomplished director. She did, you see, it's complicated, something gotta give.
The Holiday.
Yeah, The Holiday. It's like rom-coms.
Father of the Bride.
Okay. So that kind of rom-coms, The Intern. Adult rom-coms, but not super.
It's complicated. The Parent Trap?
Yeah.
Oh.
But not very
that was a remake,
very
still iconic.
But yeah, Parent Trap is more kid oriented, but every other one is more like adult. It's not it's not like super funny. It's more like funny. It's not, not more like teenage youthful funny. Is more like an adult funny. Anyways, so she was producing a movie for Netflix, but Netflix it's like we out. It had a big cast and everything.
Interesting.
Apparently, has to do with the budget. Apparently, it was not a very, very appropriate budget for streaming. Either way, Paramount might pick it up.
Okay. Oh wait, I thought Warner Brothers was looking at it.
Sorry. Yes, the movie is called Paris Paramount. Yes, the Warner Brothers might pick it up.
Got it. All right, and Gladiator 2 is maybe growing their cast.
Yeah, Barry Keoghan. Keoghan, I can say.
Oh, he's in Banshees of Inisherin and the Eternals.
Yes.
He's that guy?
Yes.
Okay.
And the Batman.
Yeah.
Barely. He wasn't really in the movie. He was the credit scene. A deleted scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he might be there. As a gladiator? I don't know. They look around the same age. They kind of look alike, so it makes sense. Or maybe an emperor.
Yeah.
Or some politician. Who knows? We don't know much about the movie. We know that
or the story,
this
though,
can happen. Ridley Scott is a young director, but he's talented. He's not young, but he's very talented. He's a new coming director.
Oh, yes, an up-and-comer.
Up-and-comer director, yeah.
We wish the best for him.
Yes.
Good luck, buddy.
Are you entertained? Anyways, anything else?
No, that's all I got.
Yeah, okay, so that's it. We for this week. We had a lot of news, but we covered everything. Next week, you're going to see John Wick 4. Everybody is saying it's the best action movie ever made. It's getting 10 scores everywhere, even some picky woke people. They usually give a 8 or 7 for that kind of movie. It's getting 10.
Wow.
And we're not giving 10 yet, but we're excited. We're gonna see, and we're gonna come back to tell you if it's as good as it looks. And yeah, by the previous ones, we have good hopes for it. But anyways, that's it for this week. We see you next week with more pop culture news and entertainment. May the force be with you.
Live long and prosper.
Bye.
Bye.